Welcome back. I'm back. And so is Siren. I think... I haven't figured out entirely how to fix the problems we were having last night, but I do have workarounds now, after a little bit of tinkering and a little bit of reading directions, so I think we can at least play Simon the Sorcerer, so we're going to give it a good shot tonight. I was almost about to try something else tonight, but then I figured out that the emulator was not actually properly emulating the CD32 pad. So once I did that, the left shoulder button cycles through the verbs, so we don't need to be able to click on that bottom row. So we should be fine as far as that's concerned. But also, that discovery is probably going to help everything else that we would play too. That would make use of all four of the face buttons, because previously it hadn't been doing that. We just kind of lucked out that whatever we were poking at actually worked. So now I'm wondering if there might have been other controls to Kid Chaos that we just might not have been able to work with. So I'll have to give that another try at some point too. Good. Sounds good, DOS Nerd. Glad to hear you're taking care of yourself. And I'm guessing the lad is also taking care of you, so keep it up. I'm sure you'll be feeling better soon enough. Looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to tonight's soda, because, man, is the label talking up the Virgil's Black Cherry tonight. Before handcrafting was a thing, Virgil's had a vision to create a refreshing beverage that tasted like something not of this world. This black cherry indulgence will make every cherry lover smile, creamy and smooth with the perfect cherry tang. With Virgil's Black Cherry, you get a taste of heaven in every sip. And looking at the ingredients, usually there's a mixture of natural and artificial flavors. This is just natural flavors, with juice for color. So, yeah, this is probably going to be... I love my cherry sodas. This is probably going to be awesome. Okay, that is good. But not as good as dang Italian cherry. Yeah, it's just not quite as thick. Is thick the right word? It tastes like it's ever so slightly like if dang Italian cherry is 100% flavor, This feels like it's 85% flavor, like it's almost watered down slightly. But it's still good. It's just not blow my mind good. Oh no! Oh, that sucks! Hooray! Alright, well, let's get started with our own point-and-click adventure here. And I'm going to make sure that the volume is louder than I usually have it, but not too loud, so that it comes over the microphone, because I couldn't hear the speech, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of option for captions, which is really weird, because that's how this game started. You know, it didn't have voices at first, it only had captions. But there didn't really seem to be any option for that. But should be able to at least play this now. Because like I said, now I can press the left bumper to cycle through all the verbs, which gets us down to the ones that we can't get the pointer down to. Alright, so let's open the drawer.
Oh, look, there's a pair of scissors in here.
Yeah, I should be able to hear that. Good. However, it looks like it's very quiet on the stream. Yeah, that should be fine.
You wouldn't expect to see one of those here.
Nice. Okay. I think we're good.
I haven't got the heart to wake him.
But I want to talk to Doggy. I didn't see one. Like, I looked through the manual. And like I said, that's kind of odd because, I mean, this didn't have voice work in its original iteration, so...
A heap of highly magical and smelly...
Oh, I have a map. Okay. I'm just pressing all the buttons here. Okay, that one turns off the music. But I can't get out of the map. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that let me walk to the village. Sure. Probably not much I can do in the shop at this point. Okay, we've got a bar here. Okay. Let's talk to the blacksmith.
Good morning. He's too engrossed in his work to hear me.
Oh, okay.
It's locked.
No? Okay. I've heard it called that even recently.
You interested in any priceless antique porcelain figurines?
Not really.
They're handcrafted by the ancient ones of Grail.
No thanks.
I've got lots of other priceless antiques. Anyone for a gold piece?
I don't have any gold pieces.
How come you can sell priceless antiques for so little?
It's the recession. I've got lots of one-off bargains.
Have you got any hint books for this game?
Sorry, sold the last one 5 minutes ago. I've got lots of other stuff though.
Let's have a look then.
Anything on the mat is yours for only 1 gold piece. See anything takes your fancy?
No, but I've got something that might take yours.
No, but I've got something that might take yours.
Really? Let's
Oh,
have a
good. Oh. I don't think I want to sell him any of this stuff. Let me double check here.
Don't waste my time. Now, is there
Sorry.
anything you want or not?
Dodgy salesman repellent.
Bye.
Who needs your business anyway?
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while myself. Oh, rope. Take it. It's not nailed down. I'm usually in bed by 12:30 and trying to be asleep by 1:30. The trick is, I read about this thing and it's worked fairly well for me. Your body kind of goes through cycles as you sleep that are about 90 minutes long. So like you're close to awake and then you're in a deep sleep and you're close to awake and then a deep sleep, and it kind of keeps going over the course of however long you're asleep. So I have to wake up around 9 o'clock for work. So I try to get to sleep at 1:30, which is 7.5 hours ahead of that, a multiple of 1.5 hours. So I always feel better when I'm able to get close to that multiple. In fact, I feel better if I say, rather than going to sleep like 6 hours and 45 minutes early, waiting that extra 45 minutes and going to sleep and just getting 6 hours of sleep. Because then it's not me waking up in the middle of the cycle when I'm at the deepest part of sleep. Why the hell is there a fruit machine over here? Oh. Pick up the matches. Then I want to play... Use fruit machine.
I haven't got any quarters.
Okay, good point. Ah. I wish... Okay, I wish I had a walkthrough on hand that made a little bit more sense, like, in line. Because the one I've got is just telling me everything I can do here, but I don't know why. Ah, there you go. That's a good idea. Oops. Nubile Valkyrie. Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
So, do you come here often?
What are you on, kiddo? Get out of here.
Hello.
What do you want, boy?
I just wanted to ask you some questions.
You're not from some sort of magazine, are you?
Yes I am.
Okay, then.
Jeez. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know anything about the evil wizard Sordid?
That's why we're here, actually. We've journeyed from the far northern steppes to battle with him. Through the perilous wastelands of Kring. Pausing only to defeat the evil tribe of Wedgie the Merciless.
Wedgie the Merciless.
The plains of death and the fields of doom. Where we liberated the city of Tormar from the dark hordes of Kalish. We're now preparing to attack the Sorcerer's Tower and save the world. Again!
Again!
No more questions, ladies. See ya.
You'd better give us a good review. Or else.
Phew, it's awfully hot in here.
Let's see here. Talk to the dwarf.
I wouldn't want to wake him.
Oh, why not?
He looks completely out of it.
Yeah. I totally get that. I don't... I'm very cognizant of how lucky I am in that regard. I've spent plenty of time not working from home over the years. But, yeah.
Good morrow, barkeep.
Good morrow, lad.
Do you know where Calypso has got to?
Nah, but then that old geezer is always going off without telling anybody. Collecting magical ingredients, he says. Who knows what sort of harm could befall him, especially with that sordid character running about.
How come you've got a fruit machine in here then?
Fruit machine? It's never made any fruit. I bought it off a bunch of wizards a few months back. They told me they'd sell it cheap. I was a bit cautious first because they said it had fallen off the back of a lorry. I mean, I don't know what a lorry is or how hard they are, so I thought it may have been damaged. I was right too.
It's not plugged in.
Plugged in? Into what?
Oh, never mind.
But it's It's sparkling. Like, it looks like it's on.
Where might I find Calypso?
If I were you, I'd look around the forest. He's normally out there somewhere.
Can I just leave the conversation here? No. Alright.
What do you know about Sordid?
Very little. He lives up in the craggy peaks and generally keeps himself to himself. He's boosted my trade tenfold, though.
How is Sordid helping to boost business?
It's a long story. Apparently, he wants to take over the entire world using black magic. Anyway, as a result, all the heroes are donning rusty armor again and coming back into service. All of them seeing themselves as the saviors of the world. The thing is, though, they all stop here for a drink on the way. I've seen all sorts go through here. Warriors, wizards, priests, assassins, and not one has been seen again.
So what?
I don't see what all the fuss is about personally. So he may be a bit power crazy and all that, but who isn't these days? The old fella keeps himself to himself. He don't bother us, we don't bother him, and that's that.
Talk a lot, don't you?
Nice talking to you. So long.
See ya.
So the prevailing wind is northerly.
Oh, not at this time. East is far more likely. But in the game, it's north. That's stupid if you ask me. Not very realistic at all.
Excuse me.
Yes, boy?
I'm looking for some wizards. Know where I can find some?
What's this game you're playing?
We be crop rotating, baint we?
Who are? That we be.
And we baint be being wizards, baint we?
No, like, we be being farmers.
We be less magical than an organic parsnip, like.
You have absolutely feeble accents.
You have absolutely feeble accents, fellas.
Are you saying we be fakes, like?
Yep.
What makes you think we're wizards anyway, like?
When I move my mouse pointer over you, it says wizards.
When I move my mouse pointer over you, it says wizards.
Oh, fair enough, I suppose. Disguise is off, lads. What did you want to speak to us about anyway?
Do you know anything about this sordid geezer?
We will not impart such information to you, a non-wizard. Stop wasting our time.
Where did you say we were?
We're in a quaint rural village, according to the...
And
They think they're disguised as yokels.
We only just got here. We'll find the bloody thing. Apparently, the renegade warlock Sordid was last seen in...
Listen to me for a second.
Yes, mate?
Make me a wizard or I'll cry.
I want to be a wizard.
You can't be a wizard. You're not old enough. Right, have we twittered the sparrows yet?
I don't think that bit is too important.
Well, what's his name? You know, the short man. Said that was very important.
I think it just makes an awful racket. It doesn't sound much like sparrows either.
I wonder where old Calypso could be.
Yeah, odd him not being at home.
He might be out collecting ingredients.
We'll look for him in the morning. He might know something about the bloody staff.
Shush! Our mission's top secret.
Well, I'm bloody fed up with the damn thing. We've been searching for it for the past 3 months.
At least we know roughly.
If you hadn't broke the detector...
How was I supposed to know it wasn't?
Well, the Circle's got to have something to say about it. Delicate and valuable piece. I've got 2 chows, 2 pongs, and a coal.
Dab a bit of sulfate on it. It worked for me.
So that's 44 points.
Yes, but double it for having a pair of concealed green. But I went, my gong, so don't I?
You don't have any concealed dragons, though.
But I've got an exposed Kong of red drag. I think I'd better consult the rules again.
Good, good. Glad to hear that, DOS Nerd.
And that short man with the strange eyes gave it to us,
No, we didn't have to pay for it.
A nice man, though. Was very clever with his, wok, wasn't he? That thing looked real. I wouldn't dare mess with it. I wanted to meet his confused friend he was always on about.
Listen to me for a second.
Yes, mate?
I'll do anything to be a wizard.
I'll do anything to be a wizard.
Anything?
Anything.
Well, you could do us a little favour. You see, all new wizards must perform a service to the Circle before being, properly invested. Isn't that right, brothers?
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Hey?
Just name it, and I'll do it.
It's like this, see? We would be extremely interested in acquiring a certain magical implement.
It's a magical staff rumored to be hidden in this area.
And we would like you to find it for us.
What does the staff look like?
What does this staff look like?
It's about 6 feet tall with a crystal sphere on one end.
Okay.
Any ideas where it is?
As far as we know, its last owner was Naflin, the necromancer. What he did with it when he died is beyond me.
Tricky type, those necromancers. Always messing about with embalming, fluid, and giblets. Tight-fisted sod was probably buried with it.
And then I get made a wizard, right?
If you find us the staff, then we'll invest you on the spot.
No problem.
No problem.
We look forward to your return. So I'm the East Wind, right?
Okay.
What was the East Wind?
So we have a task. Good, good. I'm glad it's been helpful. Going to ignore you for now. Wish I could pester the ducks. Now this part I remember from the last time I poked at this game. I love that you can just shove the ladder in your hat. Okay. Oh. Hey, look! There's a cold remedy! Sorry I can't hand this to you, DOS Nerd. Moose head. Suspicious herbs. Can I take those?
I can't reach them.
Ah. Let's see, is there anything else I can grab here? Can I stuff the moose head in my pocket?
It's too big for me.
Oh, specimen jar. There we go. Fortunately, I've got a hat of holding. I love Simon's strut. Ah, there we go. Pretty. This kind of reminds me of how lush Legend of Kyrandia gets. Hey there, Infamous. Welcome, welcome.
Ow! 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 Ow!
What's
My
up?
Foot. Ow! Can you help me, boy?
What's the problem?
What appears to be the problem?
It's this thorn. I got it stuck in my foot and I can't get it out.
I can't help I'm pedophobic. How did you survive with such a near-fatal wound?
Let's have a look at it then. Soon have this out. It might sting a bit.
Ow!
There we are. All done.
Thank you so much.
You just threw it away?
In your debt.
Think nothing of it.
Okay, but here, take this whistle. If you ever need any help, just blow it and I'll be there.
Thanks. What a nice guy.
Okay. Something like that, you don't just chuck off to the side where someone could step on it again. Yeah. There you go, DOS Nerd. There's a connection after all. Yeah. Siren's just being a nap cat. I clipped her nails earlier, so she's not sticking to everything. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess that's not a path further into the woods. Oh, hello, owl.
Excuse me, boy?
Yeah?
I can't quite remember. Never mind.
Right.
Okay, I got nothing out of that. Okay. I did notice the feather there. If it's not nailed down, we pick it up. Yeah, I've never really played this game very much, so kind of interested to get into it. Hey there, Jesha. I don't know. I mean, this is the CD32, so, you know, no bat files or anything necessary. Okay, look at the sign.
It says, caution, paleontological dig in process.
Okay.
There's a strange man digging down there.
Let's talk to the strange man then.
Hello? Is there anybody down there?
Ain't nobody here but us chickens.
Okay.
Why have you dug a hole in the middle of the forest?
Do you not know who I am?
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
You're a pirate looking for buried treasure?
Nope. I'm the famous Dr. Von Jones.
You can't fool me. You're a paleontologist, aren't you?
Philistine. I'm the most famous paleontologist in the world. I'm looking for the missing link between man and vegetable.
The missing link between man and vegetable?
And you reckon you're gonna find it down that hole?
I am looking for fossils, my boy. They are the key to this mystery. You haven't seen any lying around, have you?
As a matter of fact, I haven't.
As a matter of fact, I haven't.
If you do see any, be sure to let me know.
Okay.
Please go now.
Please go now.
A very promising rock strata.
I can tell when I'm not wanted.
Okay. Hi. You were just out. Oh no. Apparently it's time to lick my fingers. Are they tasty? Hi. Okay, back to the game. Let's see here. There we go. Oh, wait. Paper. How was I supposed to know that that's a piece of paper? Visually, it looks like any other rock. Oops.
It's a shopping list addressed to the storekeeper in town.
Okay. Well, let's deliver it to the shopkeeper then. It's not just a rock. It's a rock lobster. Fine. Open door, then walk to door. What the hell?
The asparagus jelly goes here with all the other jellies.
Yeah, I disagree. It should be put here with the other vegetables.
I say it goes here.
And I say it goes here.
Okay, but I need to go to the toilet.
No way. You'll have to restrain yourself.
Look! Excuse me.
How can I help you?
No. How can I help you?
Don't listen to him. How can I help you?
A 10% discount if you let me help you.
A 20% discount from me?
30%.
Keep going.
40?
50.
Can I get any service or not?
What would you like, sir?
I've got a shopping list from the goblins.
I've got a shopping list from the goblins.
You're not the regular person.
He's sick.
Oh, okay then. Tell the delivery boy we'll leave it outside when we finish making it up.
Okie dokie.
Alright, sounds good. If I had two heads like you, I'd have endless amounts of fun banging them together. Alright, back to the center of the forest. Oh, a rock.
Oh, look. There's a word written on it.
Okay.
It has the word beer chalked on it.
Alright, as words go, that's not a bad one. Not my thing, but...
I'll have to sell everything.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
You look like you need cheering up.
No one could cheer me up. My life is in ruins.
Just gotta take the rough with the
You
smooth.
just gotta take the rough with the smooth.
In my case, I just have to take the rough with the rougher. What did I do to deserve this?
What exactly is the problem?
Trees.
Trees.
Trees?
Trees.
The big hard brown things with green bits?
Trees, yes.
You're a woodcutter. Your job is to beat trees out of, like, with an axe. I thought woodcutters were problems for trees.
I thought woodcutters were problems for trees.
Not these trees around here.
What's so special about these trees?
They have some sort of magical protection over them. The blows of my axe just bounce off.
Let's see. Were you holding the axe the right way around? I'm gonna ask about magically protecting a tree.
Who would magically protect a tree?
Another magical
What a
tree?
weird bunch. Who could guess at their motives?
I'm a wizard, actually.
I'm not in the mood for jokes, minstrel.
Sounds like they must be rubber trees to me.
Yeah, I guessed as much.
Why don't you just go back to a normal forest?
Because all my money is tied up in this house, I can't afford to go back. It looked like a real woodcutter's paradise in the brochure. Now I know why none of the others came here.
Why don't you just buy a magical axe?
Do you know how much those things cost? The only thing that'll help me is an axe made of milrith.
Milrith.
It's an anagram of mithril. It's also the hardest metal known to man.
You should make your axe out of me. I'm well hard. I really don't want to think in that direction, Simon.
I'll keep an eye out for some for you.
Then you'll be looking for a long time. It's incredibly rare, and I don't know anyone that's ever seen any.
Have you tried the dwarves?
If you want mithril, dwarves is fine, but those stunty buggers don't know anything about Melrith. When I asked, all they did was give me this metal detector.
Give me the metal detector and I'll have a look around.
Give me the metal detector and I'll have a look round.
Okay, you can't do any worse than me, I suppose.
You're on.
Yay, I have a metal
I should
detector.
have known this would happen. I knew it.
Hey, there's Zordon. Ooh. That water doesn't look quite right. Come on, look at the waterfall. Oh, did I need to be up there to be able to get a good look at it? Oh well.
What shall I do? How will I live? I'll be the
Hold on, there's hope. I'm working on it. Now, granted, I haven't given you much reason to hope, but something. Okay. Come on, keep going. There we go. Well, that is an interesting tree. Let's use the metal detector on it. It looks like it's got...
I don't think I'll find any millrith around here.
Are you sure? That tree looks pretty green. Oh well.
Got any spare wood on you, mate?
Did you just hear something?
Just a bit of balsa or plywood. We're not fussy.
I must be hearing things. I could have sworn I heard a voice. I think I need to sit down.
Get off me! I couldn't breathe under there. My whole life flashed before my eyes.
There has to be some sort of logical explanation for this.
You can at least look at me when you're talking to me. Just because I'm begging doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
I was talking to player, not you.
Sorry, but it's just that I've never seen a talking stump before.
Ho ho ho! A talking stump, he says. Who ever heard of a talking stump?
I can't imagine how such a ludicrous thought came into my head.
Anyway, you got any spare wood or not?
I would give you wood if I could, but I can't, so I don't, so I won't. Oh, I can't get my cursor down to number 4 there. So that's something, but I'd probably at least be able to call up the software keyboard and type 4 worst case. But I don't want to use that response.
Are you trying to build yourself up again or something?
We're woodworm. We need wood to live. This stump's just about had it.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were woodworm.
You didn't honestly think you were talking to a tree stump, did you?
No, of course not.
I didn't expect talking woodworm, if that's what you mean.
No one expects the talking woodworm. That's such a typical attitude of humanity in general. You just presume that we can't talk. You don't bother actually trying to speak to us. That's racism for you, though.
Jeez.
Pure bloody-minded racism.
I'm sorry, but woodworm just don't talk where I come from.
And where's that, eh? Bloody posh end of town, I'll bet. You lot haven't got any time for a lowly woodworm. I've got a wife and 37 kids, you know.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, what we would really like is some really good quality wood. Something with real class. Teak, for example. I'll go for wood. I reckon driftwood. Driftwood? How about a bit of ebony? Ebony, yeah. What about balsa? I love a bit of balsa. Ebony, balsa, ebony, driftwood. Shut up! Shut up yourself, fatso. Fatso? Look who's talking, blubberbum! Young hooligan, have some respect. reckon it should be oak. And I say balsa. I still agree with Teak. Who cares what you think? Watch it, mate, or I'll do you an injury. Oh, yeah? Yeah! It's been ages since we had gopher wood. It's been ages since we had any wood. Teak! Balsa! Oak! Mahogany! Good idea! I fancy a bit of mahogany. Yeah! I'd still prefer teak. Shut up! Mahogany it is then.
Fine. Anything to help a woodworm in distress.
Fine. Anything to help a woodworm in distress.
You won't regret this, you know?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too. Did that give you some wood? Some mahogany? Little teak? Except they kept going on about balsa, and that's not really, you know. Oh. Hello. That was a wolf. Well.
It's a very deep well.
Use the handle? Cool. Just put it in my hat. Along with everything else I'm carrying around.
I'd better knock. Nobody home.
Nobody home. Guess we'll just go right in.
Bad feeling about this.
Kitty.
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, that's sad. I'm not. Talk to the black cat.
Dr. Doolittle, you know. I used to make these things when I was younger.
Ah.
I wonder if it's the one from Sleeping Beauty.
Well, let's not touch it and find out.
How do you suggest I open the locks?
Fine.
It looks like the sort of thing a witch might fly on.
Cool.
Oh dear.
Phew.
Oh dear.
Ain't no one ever told you not to steal from a witch?
Not really. I'm a wizard. I steal from who I want.
I was only borrowing it.
Borrowing it, eh?
Sorry?
Get out of here before I do something nasty.
Yes, ma'am. Phew. That was a close one.
Sorry, I don't have the mahogany for you quite yet. Oh no.
Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?
Here we are. It's only me, the littlest Billy Goat Gruff. I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat.
Then I'm gonna gobble you up.
Oh no, please don't gobble me up. I'm far too little and not at all fat. Wait until the second Billy Goat Gruff comes along. He's much fatter than I am.
Very well. Be off with... Hang on a minute. I've fallen for this before. If we keep going on like this, then I get butted into the river again.
No! That's all wrong. Referring you to page 23 of the text, I say the "he's much fatter than I am" bit, at which point you say, "Very well, be off with you." And then you wait for the second Billy Goat Gruff and so on. It's dead easy.
Listen, Mr. Gruff. Every day I get knocked into the bloody river and I'm fed up with it. I'm starving. Therefore, contrary to popular children's tale, I'm going to eat you and pop your friend there in the food.
Now come on, Mr. Troll. You signed the contract for this job, so say a bit and let me pass, or start cleaning out your office.
Let me tell you something. I don't care for this job or the office. In fact, I'm about to terminate my contract with the Gruff Corporation by eating one of my employers.
Can't we be reasonable here? It doesn't make sound economic sense for you to do that. Why don't we talk this over like civilized adults?
Survival of the fittest, I'm afraid, Mr. Gruff. Let's examine basic survival instincts for a moment. I'm a big, powerful carnivore, and you are a weak, defenseless herbivore. By rights, I should be currently cleaning your remains out of my teeth.
Referring you once again to the text, you will observe that by refraining from eating me, you will have the opportunity to devour my somewhat larger brother over there.
Mr. Gruff, you've always been a considerate employer. I've always had my Christmas bonus, etc. So I've decided not to eat you, but to take industrial action instead. I'm forming a picket line. No one may cross the bridge until further notice.
Okay, you've made your point.
I shall not be moved.
Oh my god.
Let's be reasonable about this.
Top of the morning to you, Mr. Troll. May I cross the bridge, please?
No, no one may cross the bridge until I have satisfaction.
What do you want?
I told you, satisfaction. Whatever that is.
I have some fine examples of it in my pocket.
Satisfaction. Noun. Satisfying or being satisfied in regard to desire or want or doubt.
Eh?
Oh, there's the soft keyboard.
I have some fine examples of it in my pocket.
Let me see it.
I appear to have left it at home. Satisfaction are small, furry rodents with a nasty disposition.
Eh?
You're thinking of shrews.
Why are you unhappy?
Every day, these juicy, fat billy goats come down here to cross the bridge. I know how the story goes and all that, but I'm dying of starvation. Until I get a goat to eat, no one may cross the bridge.
Why don't you just eat these two now?
These two are protected. Their big brother is a really tough customer, you know. Believe me, I should know. If I lay a claw on them, then...
Can't you eat something other than goat?
Nothing else is quite the same. I tried loads of other things. Chicken, rabbits, pigs. But none of them are patching goat. All I want is a little goat to eat. Is that too much to ask?
Fine. I'll go get some goat for you, okay?
Okay. Hang on a minute. What's with the whistle around your neck?
Why don't you have a go and find out?
Why don't you have a go and find out?
They say curiosity killed the troll, but here goes. Huh, that did a lot. Now where were we? Oh yeah, I was just going to suggest eating you and...
Is this guy bothering you?
Yeah, sick him.
Righty-ho.
Oh.
You've been picking on my friend.
No, sir.
He seems to think otherwise.
Oh, jeez.
Ow.
Oh!
What should I do with him?
Chuck him in the stream.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Okay now.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
See ya.
Except I don't have the whistle anymore. And the goats just kind of saunter across. That one wearing shoes or nail polish or something? Oops.
It says, equal rights for trolls on it.
Anything that's not nailed down. Squirrels. Oof.
What appears to be the problem?
Are you a farmer?
Do I look like a farmer?
No, but you could be wearing a costume.
I see.
Know anything about magic beans?
Not a sausage.
Not a sausage.
I am not interested in sausages. Do you know anything about magic beans or not?
No.
You're a fine help then, aren't you?
I've just remembered I do know something about beans.
Why aren't my beans growing then?
Eh?
I planted them here, but they haven't grown an inch yet.
Maybe you should water them?
Maybe you should water them.
Water them? Why would I want to do that?
To make them grow?
That sounds like a good idea. I'll tell you what. You go and get the water, and I'll keep watch.
I'm one step ahead of you, mate.
Well, don't just stand there then. Pour it on the seeds. You drown them. I'll have to go and dry them out now.
I think this is my cue to exit.
Okay. Sure. Beans. Okay, so we're supposed to go back to the village now. Alright. Oh good, now I can warp to the crossroads. Only one place I know of where I could throw some beans. Hi. Stretch. Okay.
I got them from the oak in the forest.
Use beans with... Use beans with compost. She's moved. She just hasn't changed where she's laying.
Wow, this must be good compost.
Beans don't make watermelons. Oops. Okay. Go to the owl tree. Do 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 do. Ah.
What's the awful racket? Can you shut up, please?
Sorry, old chap, I can't hear you.
Can you shut up for a minute?
I do beg your pardon.
Thank you.
How can I help you?
That was... Okay, I have to say, that was actually really good, like, bad music playing. It wasn't just, like, you know, atonal noodling. It was really bad. Okay, what the hell is that thing?
What the hell is that thing?
That thing is a sousaphone. It's a musical instrument.
You could have fooled me.
What's that supposed to mean?
What I heard didn't sound too musical to me.
I see, old chap. I bid you good day.
I'm not staying here with that racket going on.
So this is a bit of moon logic here.
Oh, curses.
Who curses?
This is your lucky day. I just happen to own a musical instrument repair parlor. I can have it done up for you in no time.
Really?
Sure. Just hand it over and I'll return it within an hour.
Right in the hat.
up the repair of my sousaphone?
Okay. No. Hi, little cat. Sure. Why not? Well, at least I don't need to have some sort of light on me. Although I do have the matches.
I'd better knock.
Screw knocking. Oh.
Hello? Anybody home?
Oops.
Hello?
Huh?
Oh, it is so nice to have person come visit me. I is so pleased.
Are you some sort of boggy person?
Not a buggy pursling. I's one and only swampling, the bestest cook in the land. People come for around miles to eat swamp stew.
But it smells revolting. Let me out of here before I chuck up.
Wow! I thought you were my first birthday friend. I thought you'd come to play with me for my birthday. No one ever comes to see me anymore.
Okay, let me see if I can do this here. 4? No. Nope. Okay. Guess that doesn't work. It's your birthday?
It's your birthday.
It is. Nobody had arrived here yet. I is spending ages making swamp stew, and I is saving my money for hats and cakes. I invited all my bestest friends. I can't wait for them to get here.
I had no idea it was your birthday.
My actual birthday was 2 weeks ago. I don't mind you being late, though. Everyone else is. I think your costume's really good.
Don't worry, though. I've come for your birthday.
Sit! Sit! I bring special birthday stew.
Hooray!
Hang on, I didn't agree to...
Friend, I give my friend special swamp stew. Ancient and secret recipe, handed down from swampling to swampling for generations.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl.
I'm very pleased with this batch. Extra woodlouse works well.
Mmm.
I wish this was happening to you instead of me.
I think I hear someone. Goody! I think some more friends have arrived. The one there. I hope you like it. Plenty more for friends.
It was delicious, but I really have to go now.
Eat up. It's good for you.
Oh no. That was a lucky escape.
Oh, hi. You're either large or a statue. You're a statue. Okay.
A statue of a really ugly barbarian. A solid stone statue of a wizard.
Maybe in the mountains.
I feel lucky. I'm going to do this very carefully. Wow, that sure is strong metal. I've already found the mill rift.
Did I? Where is it? I can't pick it up. Oh, fine.
He's in a deep sleep.
Aren't we supposed to leave them lying?
If I could find a way to knock it over, I could get across the chasm.
Well, let's see if the giant will help. Yeah, sounds about right. I couldn't pick the metal detector back up.
It's a statue of a pygmy warrior woman.
I love the little warning sign there.
It says, "Warning, spontaneously combustible substance."
Okay, sounds fantastic.
My God! It's a real dragon!
Well, what did you expect in a dragon's cave?
This isn't happening.
I wouldn't hang about if I were you. I've got a fearful cold and consequently am not fully in control of my breath.
Aha!
Achoo!
Achoo!
Ouch!
Are you okay, dude? Alright.
Lucky I was wearing my asbestos underwear.
I don't know if that's lucky. See, there's the cold remedy. Good, good.
It's super-powered elephant cold remedy.
Elephant cold remedy. You okay now?
Wake up, Mr. Dragon! The hell am I doing? I don't want to wake him.
Well, let's take the fire extinguisher. Well, at least the cold remedy seems to have worked. To move the dragon? Doubt I'd be able to do that. Oh, you mean the detector. I can try that next time I'm back there. Yeah.
My, that's an interesting rock.
That rock or a different one? Because that's kind of terrifying. Oh, there's a rock.
It has a fossil in the middle of it.
Aha! Can we go across? Yep. Excuse me, sir. That doesn't look good.
There's a pin missing.
Ah, okay. Oh, hi.
What are you staring at, mate?
You can talk?
Give the kid a cigar.
That's entertainment.
How come a tree has speech apparatus?
Magic.
What sort of magic?
The usual sort, you know? There's loads of it around here. That's why it's so cold. The magic has mutated and made it into perpetual winter.
Do you know any magic?
Well, I picked up the odd word or two as I went along. Can't quite remember what they do, though.
What are they?
It'll cost you, I'm afraid.
I seem to spend forever running errands for people.
Everyone's good at something.
What do you want?
See this pink splodge?
Yeah?
It's paint.
Yeah?
It means that bloody woodcutter will be coming along later to chop me down.
You'd make a lovely support beam.
What do you want me to do about it?
You could remove the paint for me.
What's it worth?
If you do it for me, then I'll tell you some magic words.
Okay, sounds fair.
Okay, sounds fair to me.
You can probably get some white spirit at the shop in the village.
Righty-ho.
Hurry up, though.
I'm on it.
Okay. And we go back to the village. Excuse me, pardon me. Hello, ducks. And
It has a fossil in the middle of it.
yeah, let's see if he can break the fossil out.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Huh. Oh wait, I need to use give. There we go. Just no words, just crunch. Alright, let's find the paleontologist again. And we need to use the give verb again.
Catch! I don't believe it! This is an extremely lucky find indeed. It's an amoeba from the Cambrian period. This could be it!
Will I be as famous as you for this?
Of course, of course! Just tell me where you found this specimen, my boy.
It's in the craggy peaks. I left my metal detector there.
Excellent. I shall journey there immediately. Let me just get my things together.
Okay, and then he's probably going to dig another new pit there and find some milthrim or whatever they call it. Milrith, that's what it was. Okay, go to the giant. What lived rent-free in your head? Milrith. Oh, okay.
Wait till I get my hands on that kid. Drat! I've broken my...
I don't think I want him to know I'm here. I don't think he'll be pleased to see me.
Maybe there's something in the dirt.
What would I want with dirt? A pile of dirt excavated by Dr. Von Jones. There's also some Milrith ore here.
Okay. Pick up.
What would I want with dirt?
Ah, there it is. Yay, we got the Milrith. Okay, definitely making some progress here. Let's go back to the blacksmith. Hi there, Milrith. That would be a good cat name, wouldn't it? Especially for like a Russian blue. Give Milrith to blacksmith.
Can you do anything with this?
I can do anything you want with such fine metal.
Good, because I need an axe head made for me.
No problem, as long as I can keep what's left over.
Sure.
He wasn't moving his mouth. There we go.
See you around.
Okay. Let's head back to the woodcutter. Hi there, Pillow.
Why
Give...
didn't I listen to my mother?
Damn, I was hoping I could give it to him before he'd start whinging.
Woe is me. I don't believe it. Lady Luck must be shining on me today. I'm off to try it out.
Watch out, trees. Here I come.
Cool, let's check out his house and see if there's anything worth stealing. What is that? Climbing pin. Oh, yes. Take that.
There's a very hot fire burning in it.
I wish I had a fireplace. Oh. Wonder if I can use that here. Use fire extinguisher on fireplace.
I love these things.
At the base of the fire. Yes. I recognized the name Chris Berry when we were going through the credits yesterday.
It's too big for me.
And I can confirm that this is soft.
The fire has been extinguished.
Yes. Yes, it has. Oh.
A hook used for hanging a pot over the fire.
Oh. Okay. Ah. Plenty of wood. Some cedar. Cherry wood. Oak. There's the mahogany. Teak. Of course.
I like mahogany.
That's good. Okay, well, let's go back to the woodworms. That's mahogany! Thank you, Effie. Okay. Give mahogany to tree stump, I guess.
That's just plain silly.
Okay, well then I'll talk to it. That's less silly.
You got that mahogany yet, then?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Woodworm, attack!
Ew.
That was wonderful. Cozy in this hut, isn't it?
I wouldn't know.
Mind if we hang around here for a while? Damn sight better than a bloody stump.
No problem.
If you need us for anything, just shout, okay?
Fine.
I think I'll catch 40 winks. See ya!
Weird.
Oh, okay. I was expecting the mahogany to completely disappear, and I was also worried that he'd, like, eat my ladder and everything. Okay. Go to the crossroads.
It's a shiny metal bell.
Okay. Use the bell. I don't have anything to use on that. That's interesting. Where am I supposed to... Oh. Okay. The clapper is at the blacksmith. Doc, doc, doc. Ah, there it is. Didn't see it last time. Okay. So, let's go ahead and use clapper. Clap on, clap off.
What the hell do you want?
I've come to rescue you. Who put the lights out?
Use hair? Okay. Okay. Cool, blimey!
What the hell do you want? You're not the Wicked Witch.
Which witch would that be?
Which Wicked Witch would that be?
The Wicked Witch of the West. She took me from my father when I was just a piglet. It was she that perverted my beauty and imprisoned me here. Am I destined to spin wool for the rest of eternity?
Hang on. Did you say piglet?
Maybe this will explain everything.
My God!
Wow. Interesting.
Everyone makes the same mistake. And when they see my face, they run screaming from the tower. The only way the spell can be broken is with a kiss from one from another dimension.
This is where I come in, I feel. Fear not, your savior is here. What did I do to deserve this?
It tastes like bacon. Just shove her in my hat. Repulsor. Okay. What do we got? Floorboards.
Ugh, there are loads of mushy novels and underwear all around here. Solid-looking wooden floorboards. Okay, boys. Time for you lot to do me a favor.
No problem.
All right, that works.
I can't see much down there, but it smells really awful.
Well, let's check through this door
wedged
first.
shut.
No? Okay.
I can't get down there, it's too far.
Oh, I can finally use that ladder I picked up near the beginning of the game. Okay, now... I mean, it's the only thing I can do here, but why would that be a good idea?
How strange. It's full of bandages.
Our dog is an awesome dog. He reigns from heaven above. With wiggles, licks, and barks, our dog is an awesome dog. Simon and Sons Embalming Company?
That was a close one.
Okay, so somehow I opened that door. But it looked like he had the scepter I needed. That must be the necromancer.
I feel like a real sucker for punishment.
Oh, hold on.
That must be the start.
What?
That was a close one.
No. I want to try pulling that bandage. Alright, let's get ready to do that quickly here.
Sucker for punishment. I've seen this done in cartoons.
Might as well take the bandages too.
I can live without 1,000-year-old bandages, thank you.
Yay, I've got the staff. What was that? Oh, okay. Okay, from here, take the path at the top of the screen. Do. Still can't look at the water? Oh, I can look at the gorge.
There's someone fishing down there.
Okay. Oh, vines. Okay, that works. Gollum. Oh no.
Excuse me?
Yes? Don't hurt us. Don't let them hurt us, precious nice hobbits.
Wow. Yeah, so that's what they were going for, but this was before Lord of the Rings movies came out. I hope this isn't an infringement of copyright. Don't you call me precious, mate.
Don't you call me precious, mate.
Sorry. What did you think of my acting?
Eh?
Oh god, I didn't realize this costume was so good.
Eh?
Let me explain. This is the annual general meeting of the Tolkien Appreciation Society.
Where's the rest of them then?
The rest of them then.
In that cave, enjoying themselves. It's my duty this year to get lunch. I haven't had a nibble for half an hour, though.
Why don't you just dial a pizza?
Why don't you just dial a pizza?
This cave's not on the phone.
Oh, right.
What do you do at the meetings?
What do you do at these meetings?
We talk about him and his achievements. We also reenact famous scenes from his book, hence the costume.
Oh, wait. I wonder if he'd like the stew. Okay. Let's see here. How do I... Well, happy hunting.
Happy hunting then. See ya.
Thanks.
Okay. Center of the forest. Go up the stairs. Go through the cave. You know, they mapped a button on the CD32 controller to turn off the music, but why?
I knew you'd come back for more.
Actually,
Sit! Sit! I bring you lovely stew.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oh no.
Alright, so we need to use the specimen jar with the stew. Did it have to make a fart noise?
I hope you like it. Plenty more for friend.
Okay, one more bowlful.
Okay, just one more bowlful.
Eat up. It's good for you.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's gonna warp right out of here. Let's see here. I think I need to go to... let's see here. Crossroad. Gotta give them props for having fast travel in a game like this. Okay. Give specimen jar to Gollum.
I I don't think he'd find any use for it.
Okay. I think he'd probably want to eat it.
Have you seen them nasty thieving hobbit things?
Oh, it's you. Getting wasted giving tea.
Oh, it's you. Cease your fishing. I'm a purveyor of finest stewed swamp.
Cease your fishing. I am a purveyor of finest stewed swamp.
Stewed swamp? What's that? Will this feed 40 people?
It's concentrated. Just add boiling water and stir.
Thanks a lot. You can have the vision rod in return.
Ta.
I'll go and join the others looking for the ring.
What ring?
The ring. I could have sworn I had it on me when I started fishing.
The ring. Boot a soda can. Sometime later.
Aha! I wonder if this thing really works. Bloody hell! It does work! I'd better take it off before I wear it out.
Sweet. It calls. It calls us. It knows our name. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So back to the village. Oh, there's a box there. I'll come back to that. Let's see here. So the arch path north. Exit stage left. Someday I'll have a gold piece for you, geezer. Ah, I haven't been here yet. Ooh. Nice cat statues. Chocolate truffle door, huh? I mean, pigs and truffles. No, I wanted to walk to... There we go. Oh, sleepy pig.
It's all laid and ready for tea.
Oh. It's a beekeeping hat. And there's a smoke box for beekeeping. We'll pick that up.
Just like Granny used to have.
Maybe this is Granny's house.
She's asleep on the floor. I'm not Dr. Doolittle, you know.
I keep trying to talk to animals and he keeps having the same thing. I talk to animals all the time, don't I? And I'm not Dr. Doolittle. Alright, so let's use the smoke box on the beehive. Sleep, my pretties. And pick up wax, I guess.
I took some beeswax from the hive.
Okay. Well, that doesn't make much sense. Ah. Okay, let's head to the tavern, I guess. More moon logic here.
Hello again.
Yeah?
I'd like a wet wizard, please.
Hang on a moment. I'm sure I've got some sparrow juice down here somewhere.
Sparrow juice?
I've blocked the nozzle on the barrel with the wax.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't seem to find any sparrow juice at the moment.
That's okay. I'm underage anyway.
Wait here, kid. I've got something for you. Hey, kid. Take one of these leaflets home to your dad.
Okay.
Happy hour at the Drunken Druid. Ale for 1 gold piece a mug. There's also a free beer voucher attached.
Can I take the beer barrel? Roll out the barrel. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, use the scissors. Stab the dwarf in the eyes. Okay. Let's go to the center of the forest. Go down into the dwarf mine.
Oi! Dwarves only.
I am a dwarf.
Course you are. Now sod off, or taste a sharp end of me spear.
Nice people.
Okay. So let's wear the beard. Oh, right. There's an actual wear verb, which is probably used once.
Wow. Very sophisticated. Itchy, though.
All right, mate.
All right.
What's the password then?
Is it beer? Ah, crap. I can't get the mouse pointer down there. And I can't just hit the number 7 either. I may have come up against something that'll finally,
Abbott?
No.
unless it takes away the passwords every time I guess them. Oh, this could be a problem.
Academy?
No. Try again.
Accent?
No. Try again.
Ace?
No. Try again.
Ascetic?
No. Try again.
Acid?
No. Try again.
This could be annoying.
Password.
You can't come in without a password.
Shucks. I guess I've forgotten it.
Rules is rules.
Um,
All right, mate.
All right.
What's the password then?
Acorn?
No. Try again.
Acrobat?
No. Try again.
Additive?
No. Try again.
Adrenaline?
No. Try again.
Okay. So this is as far down as I can go, but hitting the right bumper is getting me to the one right below that somehow.
Acne?
No. Try again.
Well, let's try other buttons. Interesting. Okay.
Adverb?
No. Try again.
No luck on tab. Maybe the number pad will work? No. Yeah, it is. We came so far. Okay, that looks like it's a reset button, so I haven't been saving. Let's do that here, just in case I accidentally do something stupid. Nope, that didn't help. Because this was the problem that we were running into last night. And I thought that it wasn't going to be a problem.
Agenda?
No. Try again.
Because everything we needed to get down there, we were able to either barely reach or cycle to it.
Alarm?
No. Try again.
Albumin?
No. Try again.
Let's see here. Okay. Oh, the postcard is save and load. Okay. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any useful information in the manual for this. Alright. I'm gonna do this.
You can't come in without a password.
Shucks, I guess I'd forgotten it.
Rules is rules.
I mean, I'd like to think that after a fair amount of time, it'll start eliminating options. But I'd probably have to go through every A word they've got a recording for.
Use it to save or load a saved game.
Okay. It'd be nice if I could just use the beer rock on them.
All right, mate. All right. What's the password then? Algebra? No. Try again. Alkali? No. Try again. Allergy? No. Try again. Alligator?
Well, we're up to AL.
Try again. Alloy? No. Try again. Alter? No. Try again. Ambrosia? No. Try again. Ammonia? No. Try again. Amphibian? No. Try again. Ample? No. Try again. Amulet? No. Try again. Anagram? No. Try again. Annelid? No. Try again. Anorexic? No. Try again.
Okay.
Anode? No. Try again.
Someone actually does have
Antifreeze? No.
something here saying keep trying the password till you say beer.
No. Try again. Antiseptic?
So it may be possible.
Antler? No.
I'm impressed that they've recorded all of these lines.
No. Try again. Apple? No. Try again. Apricot? No. Try again. Arachnid? No. Try again. Archer? No. Try again. Armor? No. Try again. Array? No.
Hi.
Try again. Arsenic? No. Try again. Asparagus? No. Try again. Asphalt? No. Try again. Assassin? No. Try again. Astral? No. Try again. Asylum? No. Try again. Atom? No. Try again. Atropine? No. Try again. Attic? No. Try again. Attorney? No. Try again. Aura? No. Try again. Author?
At least all I'm doing here is holding down the button. I don't have to rapidly hammer it or anything.
Try again. Average? No. Try again. Avocado? No.
I know. I am kind of impressed.
Axial? No. Try again.
Hold on. Before you leave. Hi. Oh, we're up to the bees.
Baby?
Baby?
No. Try again.
Okay.
Bacteria? No. Try again. Bailiff? No. Try again. Bakelite? No.
Try again.
Baldric?
No. Try again.
Ballast?
No. Try again.
I mean, I'm guessing they stop at beer.
No. Try again.
Bandicoot?
Bandicoot.
Try again.
Bannister?
No. Try again.
Banquet?
No. Try again.
Baptism?
No. Try again.
Ah, it is time to crump.
No. Try again.
Baritone?
No. Try again.
Barium?
No. Try again.
Baroque?
Try again, goddammit.
Try again.
Barrow?
No. Try again.
Basilisk?
No. Try again.
Bass?
No. Try again.
Press the goddamn B key.
Batman?
No. Try again.
Batter?
No. Try again.
Bead?
No.
We're getting there.
Try again.
Beak?
No.
A fine beak.
Try again.
Bear?
Bear?
No. Try again.
Bedroom?
No. Try again.
Oh, thank you.
Beer?
You may pass.
Right on.
Right on. Wow. Okay. I'm glad that that just ended up being annoying and not a game breaker.
Stop! Guard, get rid of him!
Duty dwarves only.
I am a duty dwarf. Let's see here. You accept bribes?
Do you accept bribes?
Bribes? Bribes? What did you have in mind?
Beer?
A minute.
It had better be good.
Care for some beer by any chance?
I'm on duty, but I suppose one mag can't hurt. Bring it down, will you?
Okie dokie.
This way. Bring it over here. Now, how about a drinking competition?
Let's see.
He looks drunk. He probably couldn't tell his arse from his elbow.
One is pointy.
He looks drunk. He probably couldn't tell his arse from his elbow. Anyone for a beer?
Let's see here. Oh, okay. Hold on. Classic cartoon stuff. Oh, hey, look. We found a key. Had we checked his butthole?
Guard? Guard?
Time for a sharp exit.
Where is that lazy slug? He must have gone for a beer break.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to where we go. La 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 la.
Oh, jeez.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to where we go. Shut up.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Uh-oh. There may be an ascension of a siren back there in a moment. There she goes. So, how long have you been a dwarf?
So, how long have you been a dwarf?
Man and boy, never an inch above 4 foot high in your life.
What, never?
No, never.
What, never?
Well, hardly ever.
Where does this door go?
It's the treasury. All our gems are kept here.
Do you know where I can find the key to it?
Well, the dwarf in charge of key keeping today is, Hardfish Jawbreaker. He's probably drunk in the beer room. Look yourself.
Okay. Hold on for a sec. I thought the S button was supposed to turn off sound effects. Oh well. Oh crap, I didn't want to do that.
Watch it. I've never been killed in a battle, you know.
What, never?
No.
Must be off. You know how it is.
Okay.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off. Shut up.
Shut up! Can I pick up the bottles?
I can't reach them from here.
Can I
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to where we go.
grab the hook? Okay, cool.
Shut up. Hi-ho, hi-ho.
Oh, I've got the key.
Shut up.
Whoa. Shiny.
Oi! Get out of here. This is restricted area.
I've come to make you an offer.
I've come to make you an offer.
Really? What sort of an offer?
Got something in my inventory? I bet you'd want the
Got
beer
something
voucher.
in my inventory that you want.
What's that then?
Well, it's a voucher for a free glass of beer at the Drunken Druid.
What's this? Happy hour at the Drunken Druid and a free voucher? How can I ever repay you?
Nice pile of gems you got there.
Nice pile of gems you got there.
Just one though.
Thanks, Santa Dwarf.
Here you are. Now clear off. And stay out.
And stay out. Ooh, it's an emerald. No, not there. I want to see if I could sell this to the dodgy geezer. Okay.
Hey, mate, you interested in a priceless gem?
Give here. I'll have a look at it. This is nice. Very nice. Dwarven, I'll wager. It's one of those gems that changes colour. I'll give you 4 pieces for it.
Hell no.
Don't make me laugh. I want at least 40.
40 gold pieces? Ha! I won't go any higher than 10.
It's an improvement, but still daylight robbery.
Okay, 15 pieces, but only because I like the look of you.
I promised my associates I would get at least 20.
Sorry, I promised my associates I would get at least 20.
Okay. 18 gold pieces it is. 20 then? But you drive a hard bargain, no mistake. I better go and put it somewhere safe. Bye.
Bye.
I wonder how he did that.
Okay.
The asparagus jelly goes here with all the other jellies.
Yeah, I disagree. It should be put here with the other vegetables.
I say it goes here.
And I say it goes here.
Okay, but I need to go to the...
I would like to buy this.
That will be 1 gold piece.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, here you are.
Anything else, sir?
I just like to browse.
Nope. I also want to grab...
I would like to buy this.
If I had a hammer.
Okay, here you are.
It comes with a free nail.
Anything else?
Ooh, a free nail.
I just like to browse.
Okay. Wait, no, I want to open the box. Huh?
Dark in
It's
here.
just a box.
Lucky I'm only small. I wonder when we'll get there. I'd better put the ring on now. Well, either I can still see myself, or the ring needs recharging. Hang on a moment. Oh, I had it on backwards.
Had it on backwards. Okay.
There are loads of empty cardboard boxes. My spell book's in this one.
Yay.
I finally got my spell book back. There's a loose piece of paper in it. It's covered in scribblings. It looks like someone has been trying to use my spellbook.
Okay, anything else in here? Oh, hey. Okay.
The key has been carelessly left in the lock. It's locked.
Yeah, but the key's in the lock.
It's locked. It's too big for me. It was never designed to be opened.
The lock was never designed to be opened. Okay. Okay, this is another weird bit of moon logic. Oops.
That doesn't work.
All right. Oh, I get it. Okay, so we put the paper under the door. We used the rat bone to push the key out. It fell on the paper, and then we pulled the paper back out.
It was never designed to be opened.
Okay. Well, before we leave, I'm going to go ahead and save, because we're out of time for the night.
Use it to save or load a saved game.
But we got a good chunk of the way into the game. We'll finish the rest of it on Sunday, next Sunday night. Tomorrow night is Free Dive. So we'll be checking out the latest PS Plus and Games with Gold titles. There's a couple of good ones in there. So kind of looking forward to that. But tonight we're gonna go raid Fortifier. So Fortifier is playing remake of Wizardry that I'm gonna also save state. It's the remake of the first 3 Wizardry games that were originally on the NES. It was on the PlayStation and only released in Japan, but it's all in English. And what's funny is I was thinking of, once I found out about that, I put it on my wish list just to kind of keep an eye out for it, because I looked on eBay and it was like $70 or something like that. And, so I was just kind of keeping an eye out for it. And then Fortifier went and bought it for me. So it actually should be arriving within the next couple of days. So we'll get to take a look at the Wizardry remake. But let's see here. Raid Forte player. There we go. All right. Thanks to everybody for dropping by tonight. Always appreciate it. I enjoyed playing this. I'm looking forward to finishing it. Rest well when you do, and in the meantime, enjoy Fortifier.